Hey guys, it's May coming to you from my house in New Orleans. And I don't know if you can hear, probably not, but the church bells are going here in downtown New Orleans. I am in my house, the Elizabeth House on the streetcar line, and I'm coming to you in this video talking to you for a moment about Mars in Aries. So Mars, all signs, by the way, all signs. I do not say signs, S-I-G-N-A-S. I say sign, S-I-N-E, as I believe the systems to all be waveforms, etheric frequency-based waveforms in this holographic system. So you will never see a rock spinning behind my head, and anyone who does have a rock spinning behind their head, or that is their image of a rock, any of the rocks, the one with rings, the ones, the earth, any rocks, the moon. Well, the moon is okay. I mean, it's hard to, the moon does look like a rock, even though it is holographic, even though it is obviously artificial. But what I'm saying is when I go to look for astrology knowledge, I don't subscribe to the ones, and I mean allegorically subscribe, but I don't subscribe to the ones that have the floating rocks, the big rocks around their head, because what that means is they believe that light years away and millions of miles away there are planetary bodies, in material-based planetary rock formations that influence your script, your existence. And this is so ludicrous to me. It is so obvious. It is so obvious that that is impossible. I can't even. That's a whole video. That's a whole, that I could spend an hour on that. I would debate anyone on that. You're going to tell me that we are zodiacally influenced, our script, by planets that are millions of miles away. Like, in the moment you were born. I mean, the absurdity. I just, how does the brain, how does anyone fall for that, you know? And my type of, my concept, my perception is that it's a holographic system, and it is these beings, these luminary beings. They are deities, and they are powerful and meaningful in your script because you would not be here without them. So they are frequency-based light beings. They are energy forms. They are wave forms, and they absolutely create this whole existence. They, as far as I'm concerned, they create the weather. They create the colors. You know, not just the aurora borealis. It's everything. So it also very clearly is the reason why these big hedge fund and politicians and these upper class elites always have astrologers in their cabinets, in their capacity, always, as they know that dates are significant and where the luminaries, the waveforms are moving. And there's no way that would have an effect on you millions of miles away. I mean, does Japan affect you? Are you affected by Finland? I mean, how about are you affected by Argentina? Unless you're in Argentina, Japan, or Finland. But what I'm saying is, if you're not, it doesn't make sense. Can you even see beyond? Like, I'm in New Orleans. Can I see Baton Rouge? No. Is Baton Rouge affecting me? I mean, the thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, the whole point is that it's perception. It's inner space, not outer space. Okay, Amy, can you just talk about, like, Mars and Aries? That's why I came. Yes. Okay. So, the wave-based SINE, S-I-N-E system. Okay, Mars, which in Roman and Greek mythology, Mars is the god of war. So you will always see in our wheel-based history, which is not linear, you'll always see Mars in an active action type state especially like I think he just went into 0 degrees, and of course there's movement on the political end, and I don't really want to get into that because that doesn't have a lot to do with you and your own very personal, and it's actually, that's just screen type stuff, and it doesn't mean that it's not really happening, but it shouldn't affect you to the degree of concern or fear or worry on any level. So it's still generated from a screen. So Mars in Aries. So in a lot of my research and studying, I still do study under Santos Bonacci, who is tropical based, and I am too, but that doesn't mean that I completely conform or subscribe to any astrological viewpoint. Esoteric astrology also. I have books on that, and I've read a lot about that. So it's hard to find non-globers, the non-heliocentric in this, just like it is just in general with anything in this existence, right? It's difficult. But I go with my instinct and what I feel, and that's the only way to be, is to only be true to yourself. And it's just common sense to me. It's just common sense that these waveforms are connected in our inner space and connected to the outer space, the cosmics, the cosmos, the macrocosm, but it's right, generating right outside of you, coming from inside of you, the observer, if that makes sense. So think of it like a halo, like a zodiac is like a halo. It's like a ring. That's why Saturn is Lord of the Rings. It's the most outer ring. Now, of course, you've got Uranus, which is the father of Saturn in mythological terms, right? You can see in the words Uranus, Saturn, and the sun. They all have sun. They're all, so does Venus, concepts. They're all pieces of consciousness related to each other. Aspects of the sun, aspects of Uranus, the father of what a lot of people have written about in the text, is that Uranus is the one who generated this existence, which is inside of you. It's all coming from inside of you. The kingdom of God is within you, and we are a type of co-creator. So, but Uranus plays a huge role, as in the father, farther than Saturn, father, Lord of the Rings. And Saturn is Lord of the Rings, is related to air, and we are in the phase of Aquarius. Since the time is not linear, you might be more inclined to think of it as a phase of Aquarius. So with the other dimensional planes that are actually actively occurring as we speak, it's just hard for our minds, especially only using 10% of the conscious mind to fathom and comprehend all of this, right? But really, what I'm getting at, and I didn't mean this long diatribe intro of my soliloquy here, but I did want to state this, as I want you to understand that these waveforms actually really do influence your everyday, every moment, your state of being, your script, your manuscript in this construct. They just do. So there's no way that they could be so, they're outer lying, but they're outer lying connected to the inner lying, the inner space connected to the outer space. They're waving, radiating right outside of you, influencing everything. Influencing this theatrical based system in which we live, but which you have control over. That's the hardest concept for people to grasp, and that the reason it's so hard is what holds us back. But and I'm going to do another video on a great book about consciousness written in 1970, and I will expand on that in another video or towards the end. But May, can you just talk about Mars and Aries? Yes. So Mars and Aries. So Mars, we know, is the god of war. He's a general. He's not to be feared. He works at your advantage. He is here, yes, a disciplinarian, kind of a reminder of what's important to get you back on track, you know, to remove clutter in the house, to focus on activities that are actually more conducive to the soul, that are helpful to the human experience as well. Mars is the general. He's like, think of him like an uncle, sort of, right? And so if you are an Aries, you have the Sun in Aries, or you have Mars in Aries. Wow, this is fantastic. So right now, you should have a huge magnetic boost. There should be a magnetic boost coming your way. Now, he's just moved in. He's at 0 degrees. So, and he's going to be there until, let's see, I think May 18th. Mars usually stays about 2 months in each sign. So the thing is for Aries, a magnetic boost you will see. And when Mercury arrives, this magnetic boost, you'll see an enhancement of communications. You'll be more, you know, for Aries, you're going to feel more assertive. I mean, this is your house, it's your time. Or if you have Mars, you know, maybe you have Jupiter in Aries, so that's good, because Mars likes to, when he squares off with Jupiter, can bring opportunity. It gives you that ambition. None of them are, don't think of any of the luminaries as against you. Never against you, always for you. Just sort of like teachers, right? They are deities, they are teachers, they're providing lessons. Even if you are presented with a struggle, what you want is to view it in a light, what does this really mean? Why did this happen? What can I do to change this, right? He gets you to wake up, to get up, to stand up, right? What? I don't want to walk 15,000 steps today, but he will push you to do it. He's like that football coach, right? So for you guys with Aries, with Mars and Aries, or Sun and Aries, this is your time. So for Taurus, it's more internal. So Taurus will have may have some inner struggles and personal struggles. Taurus being Venus ruled. So you have to examine the internal struggles, right? You have to take a look at that for Taurus. And it may mean to release some old patterns of yours, maybe to change, maybe to closet you haven't cleaned out, a conversation you haven't had with someone. That's sort of an internal dialogue for you, for the Taurus, to address that. Mars is going to help you to do that. He's going to give you that courage. So for Gemini, the social butterfly, you are definitely the Geminis are supercharged. You love to, Geminis are so chatty, you know, Geminis are very chatty. So they love social life. They love, I was rudely interrupted. So Gemini. So social life and networking, this is good. It's a good time. If that's your business, if that's your career, you might want to join forces with some other like minds. In some type of social, maybe you want to, maybe there's a meetup group you wanted to join that you've been hesitant on. Now would be a good time in Aries. It's pushing you. Aries is pushing you in a good way. Excuse me, Mars in Aries, I should say. So pushing Gemini in a good way. So you're going to feel a lot of push, the Geminis will, in this with this aspect this month. So but do it. That's the point, because that's the thing. What I've read, even in ancient texts, not the internet, what I've read about Mars is he is there to push, get you up. Well, I want to get up or start getting up earlier. Okay, so he's blowing the whistle at 9 o'clock. Time to get up, right? Make the bed, get moving, run all the errands. You have more daylight. That's not, I mean, that's the RAM, right? The RAM, Mars, memory, the brain. Push yourself intellectually. You have more energy, right? We are given this time. So it actually makes sense that Mars is the RAM and is the rebirth, the new birth, right? In which coincides with the sun and the first month of the new year, the spring new year, the real zodiacal year, not the Gregorian calendar year, right? So that is Gemini, so that's good. So take those risks. Mars is a risk taker. So take the risks, join the social club, join the country club, you know, put on the tennis skirt and just do it. That's the point of Mars. That's the RAM, right? So Cancer, we'll see. Cancers love comfort. They love the home. Maybe it's time to take a trip, travel. Maybe there should be a shift. Maybe you want to go from the rat race into more home-based business. So that is Cancer. I mean, every Cancer I've ever known loves the home. They're very attached to the home. So there will be a shift for Cancer because it is aggressive, because Mars is assertive. So this is Cancers like comfort, the comfort, creatures of comfort. You know, if you have a Cancer child, good luck getting them to move out, or so I've heard or been told. So then Leo, which that is myself and maybe somebody else out there, hopefully. Leo is the urge for adventure, and the urge to travel is going to be even more. It's another fire, just like Aries. So we're going to be more pushed in every way, in all capacities. The Leo is essentially, if you look at the dial, the zodiacal dial, the Leo is Aries, and very, it's another fixed sign, and well, no, I'm sorry, I take that back, because Aries is cardinal and Leo is fixed, but they're not mutable, right? So they're very active forces. Leo the lion absolutely is influenced by Aries and the fire. So with more daylight, more sun, and very much in his element. And so this is a time for Leo the lion, a time for expansion, along with Aries being so much alike. So Virgo is more earthy, and so if that's you, can be a little bit more sort of intrinsic, sort of introverted. Virgos, they are earth and not fire, but you can certainly utilize the fire, right? Like building a campfire on the ground, sort of thing. And it's a good time for the Virgo to make changes, obviously. I mean, every sign, all signs, okay? We all need that football coach pushing us, right? So that includes Virgo, the earth sign. Maybe that means going on a trip to taking the hike you wanted to do. You wanted to go to one of those the campgrounds with the park and nature, right? And have that experience. So that's a good time for Virgo to connect with earthly desires, right? So for Libra is, from what I've been reading yesterday and today, because Libra is all about the scales of justice and balance. The thing with Mars is, because it's more assertive and aggressive, Libra will always be kind of diabolical and on the fence, but it is a good time, a good intersection to utilize the communication aspects of Mars and to focus on choosing a side and directing your thoughts and your opinions within your social circles, within your job. The Libra can take this assertive Mars ruler and use him to their advantage, which we all should. Scorpio, it's a good time for Scorpio is in water, but Scorpio could feel, a bit excited, a bit rejuvenated from what I've been reading, and it's building up some force inside of the Scorpio, and it's time for Scorpio, who is more of, has the water psychic abilities, to activate the fire aspect, right? Which we all have. We all have every element, and we all have every house, every sign inside of us. We're just dominant in certain areas. But when we are experiencing a certain house, like we are all experiencing Mars and Aries right now, then what we want to do is to use that to our advantage. So Scorpio should be energized and sort of rectified and exalted with the fire aspect, and water being the level just below fire. Okay, because when you look at the elements, alchemy. So use that to your advantage. Sagittarius, who is always, I think of my Sagittarian friends, and they're always like the most fun, and you can put a Sagittarius anywhere, right? They're pretty easygoing, and they're fire, and so they're just at home, and so this is a good time maybe to assert as far as romantic ventures. Like this time you could be more assertive, maybe more rekindling an old flame, to pursue other creative outlets that have been on hold. Sagittarius, this is your time. In Aries. Capricorn, the energy is usually, Capricorn is similar to Virgo and Cancer as far as like home, and they're like, I've always found them to be more introverted and kind of homebodies, more than the explorers types. Now, but that's, everybody's so individual, because you have to know their ascendant and where's their moon and all that. So, but a lot of times they can dominate as far as family and sort of, they just love to be home, the Capricorn. So they can actually invest this time, assertive Mars, to start reorganizing, maybe redecorating, designing, painting something in their home. Aquarius, just another, well, Aquarius is air, so just like Libra. So time in communication, to use the assertive Mars to your advantage. I'm Aquarius actually ascending. So Aquarius is, which usually they have the highest IQ. They're very thoughtful. They are, they're very curious about everything. They want to know the answer to everything. They want to explain everything to you. So you're going to have Aquarians. I guess we need to slow down, because we just want to talk a lot. This is a lot of communication with assertive Mars, and maybe take a trip and do some discovery. Obviously, some thoughtful discovery, and this could be good work to your advantage if you are Aquarian, and in your job, if you have any. I know I have had in the past any sort of, like say a PowerPoint or something. This is great for Aquarius. You're really going to be in your element. You're going to have to slow down, because Mars is going to push you on that. Pisces, this is the last one. This can be, it's just the same as everyone, demanding and assertive. But the thing is, with Pisces, who are kind of more whimsical and floaty and love escapism, right? Pisces love to escape. So you're going to be confronted with confrontation. Maybe there's someone that you haven't told something to that's been weighing on you, a family member or a friend or a colleague, and it's just time to take action. That's the whole point of Mars in Aries. And actually, it has to do with the sun in Aries as well. So we've got two guys on our side pushing us, right? And I say guys because they're both masculine forces, even though when it comes to astrology and the zodiac, masculine and feminine does not mean the same as gender. It just really is polarity, like positive and negative. So that's all that means. And I didn't mean to be so long-winded here. This is one of my first in my zodiacal discussions, as I will intend to do more of those to help you guys out, you know, wherever you are on the chart, whatever your aspects are. Hopefully it can help you to offer some insight in a human way, not AI based, right? Like we want to hear real emotions and thoughts and feelings from the human. And I look to my sources more. I mean, obviously I use the internet too. I use digital too. How can you not? But I do use a lot of analog text, real text-based sources, right? Real writings and literature and courses that I've taken too. So to educate myself and to in turn offer that to you, my perspective. So I want to enlighten and enhance and to make you feel empowered by this Sun in Aries and now Mars in Aries in the 0 degree. And I don't want you to feel downtrodden or fearful, you know, with the outer landscape coming through the screen. Okay, this is in your personal script, your manuscript, and we can all, whether you're water, earth, air, doesn't matter. You got fire right now, so use it to your advantage. Just, you know, if you're at a cocktail party and you want to explain, oh, I don't know, I got lost, and you know, maybe you said something, you went off color, off topic, and you found yourself too, well, maybe you're inebriated. This is New Orleans, that happens a lot, or exuberant, right? And you're just in your element, right? That's Mars is theatrical. He's the general. I mean, don't be too bossy or rude. You know, the fire signs, we do have that tendency. That includes Leo. You know, Aries, whew, yeah, Aries can be headstrong for sure. But we are feeling that right now in this rebirth, this surge of fire in a good way. The fire, the flame is not meant to be, please don't think of it, it's, you know, it's not combustible, flammable, explosive. It's the highest state of consciousness for a reason. The fire is the ram, which is the head. Okay? It's alchemy. So it's different than what you're thinking of as far as fire on the material plane, you know, like an explosion. I mean, it is. It's obviously, I mean, this is a great analogy for fire, right? So, but think of it, I always say, like lighting a fire under someone's ass, right, to get them to do something. Maybe your spouse or your partner or your roommate, you need to light a fire under their ass to get them out of the house or to get them to cut the grass. I don't know. But this is your time for, you've got backup. You've got backup. Blame it on Mars. It's your time for reinforcement. And let's use it. Let's use this month to our advantage. And let me see, because I've taken my notes. When is Mars? And by the way, Mars does love to travel and go away. Mars does love adventure. So from April 9th, he's in Aries until May 18th. And by the way, there will be a stellium coming up at the end of the month. And he will conjunct with Saturn, so, which is the disciplinarian, right? I think Mars he gets ahead of himself. Saturn is the disciplinarian. But Jupiter, he will sextile with Jupiter, and that will be, when will that be? That will be, I think, well, I didn't write that down. but it will be in the middle of May. And he will sextile with Jupiter, and that can bring abundance and opportunity if you use the assertion correctly. So remember, think of Mars as a little voice in your head, okay? And the voice in your head that says, just do it, just say it, just make that leap. That's the assertive general, and use it in the power of good. Use it, use it for good. Let the source be with you. The zodiacal source, which is just a series of waveforms on this frequency-based, I say 33.3 construct in which we exist. So I know that I went a little bit longer than expected, but shoot, if you're going to go through every sign, SINE, I'm going to have to take time a little bit, because I want to give you useful insight and information into the coming month, into this month, or this house of Aries, right? So we will talk more later about Saturn when he squares off, or conjuncts, with Saturn and squares off with Jupiter. So I mean, there's always these aspects. And I know Mars is going to oppose Venus soon. So that's going to be kind of a big deal. As you know, these two are polar opposites. But this is your masculine and feminine. Think of the right hemisphere and left hemisphere of the brain, right? These are your two sides, which you want the combination. You want to be right in the center, the pyramid mid-fire. Do you know what I mean? You want to utilize both these aspects coming up as when Mars moves into Taurus, Venus's house, right? So that's coming up soon. So it's a great time. It's a great time, and nothing to fear. And I love to see you guys' comments. I will do more of these videos on the zodiacal, the dial, which is the zodiacal, the dial, the clock in which this construct exists. And I would love to see your comments. I love to hear, I love to hear what signs people are, and what your own experiences are, or how you feel with the resurrection, with the rebirth. And I want you to only feel enlightened frequency, to activate that higher self, never to be negative or down, or we're going to talk about how miserable the outer screen is. We're not going to do that. I mean, how does that serve you at the end of the day? How does that serve you? Then the lower dimensional forces actually have a good effect on you, and it's working. But no, we're not going to allow that. We are going higher while they go low. And it's just an aspect of the EYE, the consciousness, which is you, which is an aspect just of this decoded system. Or the coded system, in which we decode through language and through astrology and the zodiac. And I will stop there. I love to see your comments. Happy Mars in Aries month, and Sun in Aries in our resurrection, in our rebirth, in the first house of the 9-month period, which is the birth and the rise of the house of the rising sun. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening.